beautiful Sunday afternoon. Miller Park in Milwaukee, the series finale between the Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds. And boy, last night, if you liked offense, Miller Park was the place to be. A combined 21 runs, 30 hits. In this ball game, the Brewers spotted the Reds in an early 6-1 lead. The crew rallied to take the lead. Scooter Gennett with a big night, a 4-hit night for him. But in the ninth, off Francisco Rodriguez, Joey Votto goes the other way, opposite field homer. The Reds tacked on 2 more en route to a 12-9 victory, setting up the rubber match here this afternoon. Good afternoon from Miller Park alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Matt LePay, sitting in for Brian Anderson. BA back on Tuesday for the series opener with the Pirates. Sophia Minert is our reporter here today. And there was an awful lot of offense rock last night. I mentioned Scooter Gennett, his 4-hit night. Gene Segura, another productive night. And that's been continuing a little trend that he's had going lately.
Yeah, it's been kind of an up and down season for Gene Segura. The number one thing is plate discipline, and the Brewers would like to see him be a little bit more patient at the plate, maybe draw some walks so that he's able to use his speed. The other thing, they want to see him drive the baseball when he has the count in his favor, and he certainly did that in yesterday's ball game. You can see the way he was able to get the bat head out. He got a double. He hit the ball hard every time up in last night's ball game. 3 for 5. The double, 3 runs scored. That's what the Brewers need out of Gene Segura. If he's able to do that and get that on-base percentage up, you might see him in the leadoff spot down the road.
Here you see what Segura has done in these last 10 games, looking to continue that trend this afternoon. Brewers had plenty of offense last night. That wasn't the problem, and trying to get things straightened out on the mound here this afternoon as they conclude this series with the Reds, and trying to get things straightened out is Willie Peralta, trying to snap back from his last outing against the Cleveland Indians 5 nights ago. Craig and Augie will have more on Mr. Peralta as we continue from Miller Park.
Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. and by USAA, proudly serving the needs of the military community for over 90 years. Willie Peralta getting ready for the series finale between the Brewers and the Reds here at Miller Park. And Peralta looking for a bounce back after his shortest outing since May of 2013. He went just 2 2/3 innings against Cleveland. But more concerning for the Brewers and Peralta was the significant drop in his velocity. Normally in the mid-90s, his velocity hovered in the low 90s. And so there was concern and questions about Peralta, whether he was healthy and possibly even going through a dead arm period. So Peralta addressed some of the issues that he had in Cleveland and what he did moving forward this week to get ready for today's start.
You know, I think it was more the mechanic stuff. That's what one of the reasons that I was pretty much all over the place and my velocity went down. And bullpen yesterday was pretty good, too, you know, but feels pretty strong. And, you know, those kind of start, you just have to forget about it.
There was some concern that maybe it was a dead arm period. Do you feel that way, or do you attribute it to just the mechanics?
I think just more mechanic. I think, you know, I just feel good and strong. I don't think just their arm. You know, I just the way that I feel and the way that I threw my bullpen and the way that I've been playing catch, the ball have been carried pretty good. So I just feel normal and you know, just pretty much mechanic. I don't worry about it, pretty much velocity.
Craig Counsell insisted Willie Peralta is healthy and strong, ready to go for a bounce-back outing today. It's the series finale. The Brewers will face the Reds' rookie John Lamb. Coming up next, we've got first pitch for you.
This is what you get coming to the ballpark today. Vintage bobblehead day at Miller Park. The series finale, the Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Pretty comfortable, 70 degrees. A little cloud cover now, but the roof is open. We anticipate a dry afternoon for the Reds and Brewers here this afternoon. Take a look at Brian Price. His team has struggled mightily really throughout the course of the season, and last night getting a win, just their second in the last 15 games. But Turned into a come-from-behind win for his club last night. Let's take a look at the Reds batting order presented by Potawatomi. Jason Bourgeois back in the lineup playing center field. Jay Bruce, big night last night. Joey Votto with the big blow, the 2-run homer in the night. Brandon Phillips hitting cleanup again, followed by Todd Frazier and Eugenio Suarez. Brian Pena behind the plate. Skip Schumacher in left. John Lamb on the mound. And that batting order will face Willie Peralta.
Yeah, 16th start for Willie and his 7th since his return from the disabled list, that oblique issue that put him on the DL for a couple of months, making start number 10 against the Reds in his career. Took a 6-1 loss earlier this year at Miller Park. Overall 3-4 against Cincinnati. Got roughed up against the Cleveland Indians his last time out.
It was a rough outing. The velocity was down, and those two young guys and everybody else in the house hoping that things can turn around here this afternoon for Willie Peralta. And especially the velocity issue. You hope that was merely a blip on the radar for Peralta as we get things started. Strike to Bourgeois, and we're underway at Miller Park. The Reds last night pounded out 17 hits. Bourgeois had 3 of them. And when he has been getting an opportunity in the starting lineup, he has been trying to make the most of it. He has hit safely in each of the last 9 games that he has started. Talking about Bourgeois getting this chance here, at least for a little while longer, to start in center as Billy Hamilton still on the road to recovery.
And there you go. The velocity for Willie at 95. His first pitch was 91 miles an hour. Last 2 at 95. Willie's saying it's all about mechanics. Everybody talking about dead arm. That usually happens in spring training to pitchers. Sometimes it'll happen to position players as well. You start getting into the regular routine. Your arm feels good, doesn't hurt, but just don't have that life on your throws. And you know, with Willie coming off that disabled list, that's what you're talking about. Just don't have that good finish on the fastball.
2-2 pitch to the first hitter of the day. And early returns positive with the velocity as he's 95, 96 is Peralta. And you're right, he's been very consistent in saying that he doesn't feel like there's any real physical issue, just trying to get some mechanics straightened out. As you had a chance to catch his conversation with Sophia Minert on that very topic, and just trying to straighten out a couple of mechanical issues. Otherwise, he says he is fine.
Yeah, he doesn't even think it's a dead arm issue, and just all about mechanics. It wasn't a very good night to pitch in Cleveland. It was wet and cold, and sometimes that'll affect your velocity.
Count remains 2-2 to Bourgeois. Well, the Reds were shut out in consecutive games. Their homestand finale against the Dodgers on Thursday afternoon. The Brewers shut them out on Friday, but the Reds broke through, scoring early and scoring late. There's a ground ball to Gene Segura, and there is the first out of the afternoon.
Well, check out the Menards Brewers defense. You got a couple of guys getting starts in positions that normally you're not going to see. At least Lucroy making his 4th start at first base. Martin Maldonado gets his start behind home plate. His first start since August 19th. So Lucroy's been getting most of the playing time behind home plate. And Hernan Perez getting a start with the left-hander going for Cincinnati.
There's a look at Perez handling things over at third. Here's Jay Bruce. First pitch swinging and down 0-1. Take a look at the umpires. That's Bruce Dreckman calling balls and strikes. Alfonso Marquez over at first. Tom Hallion is the crew chief. Working at second. Dan Bellino over at third this afternoon. Well, Bruce has had a serious struggle, to put it mildly, in the month of August, but you wouldn't have known it if last night was the first time you have seen him this month. He had 3 hits, including a 3-run homer in the second inning off Matt Garza. It was a game where both the starting pitchers, Matt Garza along with Kiva Sampson, lasted just 3 2/3. The bullpens were busy early and busy all night long. And Matt, again, just talking about the frustrating season that he has had. The Reds put a couple on the board on him in the first inning. Not particularly hard hit balls by any stretch, but then they were able to square up on a number of pitches as the game progressed, and it was an early and frustrating night again for Matt Garza.
And another very short start for this Brewers rotation. Not able to get through the 4th inning. You'd like to see a nice long start out of Willie here today. Bullpen could use it.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Jay Bruce. Homer he hit last night was his 19th of the year. He has driven in 72. A full count to the Reds right fielder. As you see, he's not a guy who's going to hit for great average most of the time, but June and July, especially July, were good to him. But August, things have taken a nosedive, and with a 97-mile-per-hour offering, down goes Jay Bruce. 2 outs to first.
Yeah, he's responding well to all the talk about the dead arm and worried about velocity, so we can pretty much put that to bed. 97 down around the knees, getting Jay Bruce. He's fared pretty well against Jay Bruce in his career. Yeah, Bruce now hitting under 200 against Willie.
Yeah, 4 for 21 after that strikeout. Here's Joey Votto. And the big hit last night is after a calendar year in not allowing a save opportunity to slip away. Francisco Rodriguez finally had a tough outing in a save situation. Votto with a 2-run opposite field homer last night that gave the Reds the lead for good. A calendar year and really 13 months in the home part since Rodriguez has been tagged with a blown save, but that's what Votto did after Jay Bruce started the inning with a base hit. A terrific run by Rodriguez. Unfortunately, it ended for him last night.
Yeah, to say the least, a good run. I mean, he was outstanding in that stretch. Had 35 in a row dating back to last year, and you know it was going to end at some point. Last night was the night.
Got behind a couple hitters early, including Bruce and Votto, and paid the price. This is a Reds team struggling as it has this year, still with very, very dangerous hitters. Jay Bruce has fared well in his career against the Brewers. Votto is having a terrific season, as you can see there with the on-base percentage. Only Bryce Harper of the Nationals has been better. Paul Goldschmidt, great year he's had.
Man, 2 through 5 in this batting order, as good as it gets.
Full count now to Votto. Yeah, you have Bruce, Votto, Phillips, and Frazier in those 2 through 5 slots. A team that's gone through injuries. The Brewers certainly know what that's like. A team with a much different look, similar to the Brewers in that regard, a much different looking team with the personnel than what started the season. And there's a base hit back up the middle for Votto.
Yeah, Votto just dialed in right now. I mean, he's hitting everything hard, right on the nose. Even the outs that he's had in this series have been hit right on the sweet spot. Able to take that 3-2 two-seamer and just hit it hard out there into center field. That's a nice short stroke for Votto. They're just seeing it really well right now.
See Votto's ability to spray the ball all over the ballpark. He's having as good a year as he's had maybe in the last 4.
Well, healthy again, right?
Very much so.
And bothered with some pretty bad injuries last year.
Yeah, left knee problem in particular knocked out at more than half of his season a year ago as Brandon Phillips settles in. Those 3 hits, 1 occurred last night for Phillips, 1 for 3, also walked a couple of times. A very steady hitter throughout this season for Cincinnati, providing the usual excellent work out at second. That combo, first, second base, Phillips second, Votto at first. They've been together longer than any tandem in the history of the Reds franchise. And on the hands.
Yeah, good to see Willie being able to, get in on the hands of some of these hitters, and wasn't able to do that against the Indians. Tough to jam a guy when you're throwing 90.
Good news here, he's got he's got a lot of that velocity back, maybe all of it, at least here in this first inning. The way that we're used to seeing Willie Peralta pitch the baseball. 1-2 the count to Phillips. In the air, shallow right field. No problem for Ryan Braun, and a good start for Willie Peralta. 2-out single he allows to Votto, but no damage done as we get started at Miller Park. Just a 2-out single to Joey Votto. That was it. So Craig Counsell had to be encouraged by what he saw, at least through the first frame from today's starting pitcher for Milwaukee. And now he'll look for that to continue and try to get this offense to keep doing what it's doing. Put 9 on the board last night. Take a look at the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi. Gene Segura off a good night last night at the top, followed by Lucroy and Braun. Chris Davis will hit cleanup. Domingo Santana back out there in center. Hernan Perez at third. Herrera, Maldonado, and Peralta rounding out the batting order. The rookie parade continues in the Reds rotation. This time it's the left-hander John Lamb.
Yeah, 30 straight games now for Cincinnati with rookie starter. 6 different pitcher for the Reds to make their major league debut this year. John Lamb made his on August 14th. At Dodger Stadium against the Dodgers. Had terrific numbers down in the minor leagues. He was part of that Johnny Cueto deal with the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, Cueto for three prospects, 3 very highly regarded, including Brandon Finnegan, who pitched for the Royals in postseason play last year, and Lamb getting his opportunity with the Reds at the big league level. Another minor leaguer involved as the Reds trying to stock up on the prospects moving forward. 25-year-old John Lamb gets his opportunity today for Cincinnati.
Yeah, he can reach about 94 miles an hour with a fastball and got a cutter. He's got a very slow curveball that'll throw up there and a changeup. He's all 4 pitches. The Reds like this kid. Got a chance to be a good one.
Out of Laguna Hills, California, John Lamb. The 1-2 to Segura. And that's off the fist and a ground ball to Phillips, and there's out number 1.
Well, the Cincinnati defense has been very good all season long. One of the better defensive teams in the National League. And take a look at your Menards Reds defense. Schumacher, Bourgeois, and Bruce in the outfield. Same infield, Frazier, Suarez, Phillips, and Votto, and Brian Payne back behind home plate. He had yesterday off.
Jonathan Lucroy steps in. 7-game hitting streak now for Lucroy. Had a couple of knocks last night, including a triple. And he is enjoying a good series. He is on a good stretch. Been hitting the ball we've talked about pretty well for a while, and here of late he is being rewarded for it, showing some power and getting on base quite frequently, as you can see there.
That's a pretty good run for Lucroy in the last week. Hitting almost 500.
back to last night's game. Now 9 runs you can't complain about, but a missed opportunity for the Brewers last night in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th, up a run. Lucroy was at third with 1 out. The Brewers were unable to bring him in.
Yeah, with Braun and Lynn coming up.
Yeah, that was a missed chance to maybe change the whole complexion of the 9th inning. Brewers holding on or trying to hold on to that 1-run lead going into the top of the 9th, and then the Reds were able to get to Francisco Rodriguez. And a frustrating end to a long night, a game that took 3 hours 59 minutes. A combined 21 runs, 30 hits in that game last night. All kinds of offense throughout the evening. Lucroy playing first today, so Adam Lind be a spectator here, at least in the early portion of the game.
Hey, all the left-handed hitters are sitting this one out. Peterson, Schaefer, Lynn, Jeanette. And you got the switch hitter Elian Herrera in the lineup, but everybody else is going to be up there hitting right-handed against John Lamb today.
Two-two pitch. Out in front, and down goes Lucroy. 2 men out. Changeup getting the Brewers' first baseman today, Jonathan Lucroy.
Yeah, good arm action on the changeup, and Lamb with that cut fastball that he's used quite a bit in the first 2 hitters. He jammed Segura on one and got in on the hands of Lucroy. There's your changeup. You see the rotation, and Luke out in front. No Brewer obviously has ever seen John Lamb. First time the Brewers have faced him.
5th round pick. The Royals back in 2008. Now Lamb will face Ryan Braun. And that is hit well. Left field, and it is gone. Ryan Braun solo shot to get the Brewers on the board.
Ryan Braun continues his fine season with a first pitch home run once again. I mean, a lot of his home runs have come on the first pitch, but I'm not sure how many of them come on first pitch changeups. That pitch up in the zone, 77 miles an hour, and Braun hit it on a line and out of here in a hurry. Number 24 for Braun, and gets the Brewers on the board here in the first inning.
Powerball home run count. Ryan Braun adding to it with a rope over the left field wall. Chris Davis settles in. Quiet night for Davis last night, but it's been a pretty noisy month of August. Leading the National League in home runs and RBIs this month. 10 homers, 24 runs batted in. That's sharply hit to Todd Frazier, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the first. But the Crew gets on the board as Ryan Braun greets the Reds rookie with a line drive that clears the wall, and we are through 1 with the Brewers leading the Reds 1-0. Casino. 1-0 Milwaukee, courtesy of a Ryan Braun home run. 24th of the year and his 5th this season against the Reds. So a good start for the home team. Todd Frazier starts the top of the second for Cincinnati. Frazier with a pretty good weekend going for him. With a solo homer last night. And that is sharply hit and fair down the third base line. Frazier with the big turn, and he will head to second, and we'll get there with a double. Todd Frazier not messing around as he leads off the second with his 39th double of the year.
Yeah, coming in hitting 286, and Frazier, a very good opposite field hitter, but still able to handle a pitch inside. That one didn't get in as much as Willie would have liked. Just down the third baseline, the ball bounces in front of the bag and very close as it goes over the bag in the air. Leadoff double for Frazier. Guy can hit.
He really can. Some of those power numbers have taken a dip in the second half of the season, but still leads the National League in doubles. There you see 7 separate him from Andrew McCutchen. That homer he hit last night was his 30th. That has him in the top 3 in the National League.
Yeah, going to see McCutchen on Tuesday here at Miller Park.
Yeah, the Pirates not going away. They're still in hot pursuit. The St. Louis Cardinals. Pirates wrapping up their series with the Rockies this afternoon. There's 3.5 games separating Pittsburgh from St. Louis in the NL Central. Eugenio Suarez, 1-1 count on him.
Yeah, Tuesday the Brewers get Garrett Cole, one of the best in the business. And a couple of left-handers. That's going to be an interesting series. The Pirates have been clicking on all cylinders now for a while.
Yeah, their latest winning streak has them right now on a 4-game run. And the 2 best teams in the National League in the Central. There's a ground ball to Segura. And there is out number 1 as Frazier moves to third. Actually, the top 3 teams in the National League reside in the Central. The Cubs at 9.5 out, but 73 wins. The other division leaders, the Dodgers, of 72, the Mets 71. Mets have cooled off a bit. They've lost their last 2. Here's Brian Pena.
Yeah, the Cubs have lost 4 in a row. So
finally cooled off. Yeah, their wild card lead on the Giants is at 4.5 going into today's games. And otherwise, if you look at the wild card race, the Nationals are 8 back, so their ticket would appear to be to catch the Mets. 5.5 games separating Washington from the New York Mets. Getting ready for that final month of the season. There's a bouncing ball up the middle, which goes through and drawn in infield, and that'll get the Reds on the board as Frazier scores.
Now, this is the part of the lineup where you have to be able to get through without any problems the bottom of this order because the top is so good. Talked about 2 through 5, and you allow the bottom of this order to do damage, and you're just asking for big trouble. Brewers have the infield in, and Payne able to roll one into center field. Even with the infield back, that would have been a run, but they would have been able to get it out.
So the Reds quickly tie the game after the Brewers broke on the board on the Braun homer in the first. Here's Skip Schumacher. Couple of hits last night in 3 trips. Got a pinch hitting role in Friday night series opener. The game the Brewers won 5-0. Had the pitching on Friday and a ton of offense last night in a 12-9 game. And last night went the Reds' way.
Yeah, Schumacher's had good success against Willie Peralta, 3 for 6. Time with the Reds, the Cardinals.
Shoots one out of play.
And Schumacher spent some time with the Dodgers.
"35 years old now, Skip Schumacher. Play a lot of different positions. Actually, he was on the mound for a game. He was one of those position players who needed to pitch an inning or so. Something a manager never really wants to do, but sometimes has to do. If it's a bad day for your bullpen,
and
you're
getting beat by 10 runs, and no days off in sight. You got to save your bullpen.
Which is something that Schumacher has done multiple times in his career. As a matter of fact, he's had to pitch. I said it correctly, 4 times over the course of his big league career. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Or excuse me, strike 3. He is out number 2. Getting caught up in his pitching numbers there.
Right.
He will take the turn to the dugout. Now the pitcher, John Lamb. With 2 men out, Brian Pena, the runner at first. With a run across in the second. There's a chopper to Elian Herrera. And that'll do it for Cincinnati in the second. Todd Frazier starts off with a double. Brian Pena picks him up with a run-scoring single through an inning and 1/2.
In the Johnny Cueto trade, and Craig Counsell talking about just facing rookie pitchers in general. He said, last night we were good against another Reds rookie, and he said really it's about taking advantage of mistakes. And there's a lot of conversation of as a hitter you may not know the pitcher very well because there's not a lot of information on there. And then he said conversely, when they have less experience, they don't know you as well as a hitter either. So he said it's about finding your advantage at the plate, and bottom line, just getting your good pitch to hit, and taking advantage of the mistakes like Braun was able to do in the first inning.
Absolutely, as he turned on a changeup and ripped it over the left field wall, did Ryan Braun.
Look at Lamb, the way he's done. He did that in the first inning too. He sits down in the squat like a catcher. Frazier gives it to him, and just a quirky lefty, if you will, right?
Got the big locks going there.
Got some ink.
Yeah.
All tatted up.
Southern California guy.
Yeah, made his major league debut at Dodger Stadium. Grew up not too far from there, and I guess that had an impact on him. I mean, that's emotions that most people don't realize. I remember my first game at Yankee Stadium. It's like one of those out of body experiences when you
finally get to the big leagues in a stadium where you used to grow up watching games.
You know, they say no matter the sport, if once you settled in, if it's football, the first play, the first hit, or whatever, first time up and down the floor, basketball, baseball, do you need an inning, or do you need longer than that to get over just being in awe of where you are?
Yeah, it depends on where it is. I mean, Yankee Stadium for me, that was something else. But most players will tell you, whether it's your major league debut or you're pitching or playing in a stadium where you grew up, it's just that first at bat, that first ground ball maybe that you get in a game, and things start to revert back to just another game. So they were telling a story, the broadcasters. I was talking to Chris Wells, talking about Lamb, and said he was sitting in the dugout at Dodger Stadium waiting to get loose. And how Vin Scully does that on the scoreboard, welcome to the fans, and giving them kind of a preview of the game. And when Lamb heard Vin Scully say his name and talk about him a little bit, he's like a deer in headlights. Said it took about 10 minutes to realize, hey, I'm in the big leagues. Vin Scully's talking about me.
Now you know you've made it. Strike 3 called. Santana, second strikeout victim here early on for John Lamb.
I feel like that every time I go to Dodger Stadium and Vin Scully remembers my name.
Yeah,
he's something else, that guy. He's coming back again next year. What is his 67th season?
67th season, and he has said that I believe he said it is likely his final year. But I think when you put it that way, you leave yourself
wiggle room.
You leave yourself wiggle room, and I think guys like him, you just keep going. It's unreal,
right? Yeah,
and to still have your fastball, so to speak. You have a chance to listen to his games. I mean, he just is a master.
Yeah, best. The John Lamb thing with Vin Scully. I remember my first game at Yankee Stadium with Bob Shepard, the great PA voice of Yankee Stadium, said my name. I kind of felt the same way.
Bernard Perez greets Lamb with a base hit. 1 out, 1 on here in the second for Milwaukee.
It just hits, doesn't he? It's been a while since he's made a start. A nice short stroke. He's got the Ilion Herrera socks working today. Well, we'll get you a base hit. Probably wear them next time, too.
Go with it.
Big fan.
That is a good look. Ilion Herrera says, yeah, I kind of like that look, too. Herrera with a hit in this series, playing second base today, and that sharply hit. Nice backhand stop, Frazier. There's one, and there is an around the horn double play, and very well turned, started by Todd Frazier. We are through 2 in Milwaukee, tied at 1. One here this afternoon. Hey, Fox Sports Wisconsin is proud to partner with Girls on the Run Greater Milwaukee to empower girls to be healthy and confident. Join us for the Girls on the Run Fall 5K on Sunday, November 15th at Bayshore Town Center in Glendale. To register, visit foxsportswisconsin.com and click on upcoming events. Top of the order for Cincinnati, Bourgeois, Bruce, and Votto against Willie Peralta. Bourgeois hit a ground ball to short to his first trip. Reds put a run on the board in the second. Todd Frazier a leadoff double. Came around on a Brian Pena single.
Wait, how about that double play they just turned?
Frazier.
That's a heck of a play, and they made it look easy.
You're thinking for a flash there that it's doubled down the line, but backhand stab by Frazier starts the around the horn double play. Takes away an opportunity, took away extra bases from Elian Herrera.
Man, look at this. I mean, it's anything but routine, but they made it look routine. A nice backhand pickup. He was even with the bag, and look at the throw right on the money. And Brandon Phillips, a room service double play, gets Herrera by a couple of steps.
Reds team has been pretty good defensively the last couple of years, and right up there again this season. Issues have been in other areas. Bourgeois down on strikes to begin the third.
That 96 that time for Willie Peralta. He's back. Here in the third inning, gets Bourgeois on strikes. And good moving to go with it.
It's important to note there that pitch speed range, as that was the storyline, maybe more so than the decision that went against Peralta. It was the velocity that was well below the norm, but he is right back to business here this afternoon. Jay Bruce was a strikeout victim in the first, and a 1-1 count here in the third. Peralta working quickly.
He'll try to change up that time.
Two 2-1 to Bruce. Slap to Lucroy, and he'll handle it himself. 2 up, 2 down in the third.
Always good to get an easy one the first time you get a ground ball over there. Hey, today's time of the game winner, the Sand Lake Pub in Phelps, Wisconsin. Spent some time up in Phelps, North-South Twin Lodge at South Twin Lake. Hey, if they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to an April or May 2016 Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. It's good musky lake, you know, North Twin.
Yeah, I got you. That's a good name for tavern too. Sand Lake Pub. Just sounded laid back, relax, enjoy a Sunday afternoon or whenever you go there.
Miller Lite or 10.
Yeah. Always good for that.
You ever catch a muskie?
I very limited in my fishing career, and there's a base hit again for Joey Votto, who, boy, there are times, and he's done it throughout this season and much of his career, he puts on clinics.
Yeah, he can hit. And that's an interesting route by Domingo Santana. Thought he might have been able to catch that baseball if he comes in on it. Playing very deep, very inexperienced down center field, and Votto hits this one right on the nose, and if you watch Santana go across, he's angling back as opposed to coming in. He might be able to catch that baseball.
Yeah, took the conservative route. He's a corner outfielder by trade, so that's
playing it safe.
Yeah,
doesn't want to make any mistakes.
Want to get him into the lineup. They like who they have, obviously, in left and right, but they want Santana to get some turns, and he's getting those turns in center field. Brandon Phillips settles in.
So I take that as a no. You haven't caught a muskie?
That would be a no. Yeah, very limited fishing experience over here. Probably much like BA in that category, right? I mean, we'll eat them, but catching them.
But at least you admit it. BA, he'll kind of dance around a little bit.
I just don't lie as well as he does.
Right. You don't actually eat muskies. You just, you throw them up on the wall. That's what you do.
That's what you do?
At least I haven't. I caught one in my life. A lot of fun. They put up a nice struggle.
Make you forget all your troubles, huh?
Actually, you release them, but, you take a picture of them, measure it up, and you.
Oh, sure. I still like to do that. When you get a chance to go up north, you find any of the local newspapers. Yeah, there are still newspapers out there, but any of the publications. That's what all the pictures, right? You got the guy holding up the. Here's what I got today.
Big northern pike, big muskies.
Yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brandon Phillips. After today, the Brewers will welcome the Pirates to town. Off day tomorrow for the Crew, and then the Pirates are in. And these two teams will see each other again next weekend in Cincinnati. And the Reds still have one more trip here to Miller Park coming up. About the middle of September. A little conversation now as Martin Maldonado getting things squared away with his pitcher. From here, the Reds head down to Chicago. Take on the Cubs.
Brewers have a tough schedule in September. You talk about games against the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Cubs. That's not going to be easy.
Yeah, that's Central Division heavy. With the only exceptions, a series against the Marlins out in Miami, and then the final road series of the year in San Diego. And that is sharply hit on a hop. Segura there, the force at second. And the inning is over. Well, a 2-out single, but that was it. We stay tied at 1.
Off day tomorrow. The Brewers are back into action on Tuesday night against the Pittsburgh Pirates in a 3-game series. This Tuesday through Thursday. For tickets, call 414-902-4000 or go to brewers.com today.
Here's how it looks. That wild card race. Pirates would be the host team if it all ended today. Host the Cubs. But still a month and change to go. See how it all plays out. Martin Maldonado leading off the home half of the third.
Yeah, the season doesn't end till October 4th.
Yep, everything a week later this year.
Here at Miller Park, a 3-game set against the Cubs.
And who knows what's at stake for the Cubs at that point. Brewers have their own business to take care of. Nobody really wants to play the role of spoiler. Craig Counsell and everybody involved with this organization is certainly looking at things beyond being a spoiler, just trying to get some questions answered. Take a look at a lot of these young players. September call-ups, of course, coming up. That you may not see a lot of new faces, sounds like, Rock. I guess we'll all find out together. I mean, we're seeing a lot of these young guys already. The evaluation process continues. Part of it is going to be playing games in some pretty noisy atmospheres, you would think. Trips to Wrigley and St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Could be a lot on the line for those clubs.
Well, the Brewers are going to bring up players that they don't feel they're going to need or use. You figure they might bring up a third catcher. I mean, most teams do that to give you flexibility late in games, and maybe a pitcher or two. We'll see. Might see Sardinius back in the big leagues. All speculation. And we'll know on Tuesday who might be getting called up.
Maldonado stays alive. Yeah, we will find out quite soon. It's one of those topics in baseball that they've been doing it for a long time, and the whole idea of September call-ups, you get mixed reactions as to whether that's a good idea or not for the game. Maldonado with a good idea as he ropes one down the line and left, and that's going to be a double for the Brewers catcher.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, nothing feels better for your backup catcher, especially when he hadn't played in a while. We mentioned that Maldonado's last start was back on August 19th. First time up on a 3-2 pitch, able to double down the line, and talking about taking the pressure off your entire day when you get that first knock out of the way your first time up. And I certainly speak from experience on that note. Yeah, just inside that left field line, and the Brewers in business with nobody out.
Here's Willie Peralta. If he can move Maldonado up via the bunt, and the bunt goes to Frazier, that's just what you want if you're Peralta. Moving to third is Maldonado. Well done, Willie Peralta. Talk about call-ups here. Let's get a little more on that as we check in with Sophia Minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Craig Counsell wasn't going to give up too much information as expected on who some of the names could be in terms of that September call-up group. He said certainly, Tuesday is the first available day that they can bring up those guys, but he did say it's not going to be a big group, as you guys said. It's going to be players that they are going to want to evaluate that will get playing time, and he said we're also going to wait until the Sky Sox season is over. So TBD, stay tuned on those September call-ups.
Infield in as Segura fouls it straight back.
Thought we had one. We haven't had many of these foul balls come in the booth.
I was getting ready to dive for cover.
Now you were going after it. What are you talking about?
I was backing up, be able to make the play. Try to look cool as I panic. Reds with their infield in. 0-2 the count to Gene Segura. Got a piece. Segura at the top of the order here this afternoon.
Brian Pena able to muscle one, not hit all that hard with the infield in last inning to drive in a run. Man, Cincinnati brings their infield in. Third inning.
Lamb ready with the 2-strike pitch.
Now, we talked about Gene Segura on the open today, talking about how aggressive he was in the strike zone and had to count in his favor, really trying to get the bat head out. Brewers been trying to get him to do that all year. More aggressive when he has the count in his favor. A little different though when you're down in the count like he is now. 0-2, now 1-2.
Had a 3-for-5 night last night. Scored 3 times. He had 3 hits. Scooter Gennett had 4. Gennett not in the lineup today with the left-hander Lamb on the mound for Cincinnati. Gennett's had a couple of 4-hit games this month.
Joey Votto way off the line at first. Incredible. We've seen him throughout the year how far off the line he gets. You can do that with the infield in, not that far to get over to first base, but you're not going to see too many first basemen stray as far as Votto does.
Yeah, about a third or beyond a third of the way over. Full count now to the Brewers shortstop. Look at the lefty. The Reds have used nothing but rookies in their rotation for a little more than a month now. For those deadline deals. And down goes Segura.
Change up. Good changeup, outer half of the plate, and he got Segura out in front. Out number 2.
You mentioned Lamb's numbers in the minor leagues, and they really were good. Combine his time in Omaha and Louisville with the Royals and Reds organizations, his ERA was 2.67, won 10 of his 12 decisions. 9 of those wins coming in Omaha over 17 starts. Earned himself a PCL All-Star berth. Jonathan Lucroy, he struck out in the first inning. And his hitting streak is at 8 as he lines a single to left, and that'll bring in Maldonado. The Brewers regain the lead.
Yeah, coming up with big hits is Jonathan Lucroy after striking out in the first inning. Able to get one up in his zone and just out of the reach of Frazier. There you go. Lucroy starting to swing the bat. Average getting around the 260 mark. Doesn't sound like a lot, but where he started his hot streak, that's pretty good work.
Single makes it a 2-1 ball game as Lucroy delivers with the 2-out hit. There's Ryan Braun. He ripped a changeup out of here in the first inning. 5th homer of the year for Braun against the Reds. He is hitting .340 against Cincinnati this season. Includes a grand slam back in April in Cincinnati. He has driven in 12 against the Reds. Braun with a couple of grand slams this season. Mentioned the one against the Reds, and then against the Phillies a couple of weeks ago that tied Robin Yount for the club record in home runs. He broke it a few days later against the Marlins. That scoots him back. Let's go back to that first inning. It is worth another look. Presented by Columbia St. Mary's. That didn't take a whole lot of time to leave the yard.
Another first pitch home run for Ryan Braun. He's got a number of them this year.
You see, he shows that opposite field power, but in the first inning he pulled one, and now he'll go opposite way. Hit it hard, but out of play. .24 homers on the year. He has driven in 77.
Good shot at 30 home run season. And it gets real hot, maybe 100 RBIs. That would be a good finish to the season for Ryan Braun. Got 23 ribbies in him.
I think so. Top 10 and runs batted in.
Still one of the best hitters in the game.
He's found an answer to that thumb problem that plagued him throughout last season and made gripping a bat a real chore. Kind of tough to play this game if you can't grip a bat.
Yeah, those thumb problems. You know, those nerves that run through the thumb, and they start getting swelled up when you get jammed. When you get jammed a lot, that happens, and I think it went a little bit further for Ryan Braun, given the things that he's had to do to be able to stay on the field with those injections.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucroy the runner at first. And that'll dribble foul.
A couple of change-ups, the same pitch that Braun hit out of the ballpark.
John Land, part of the Johnny Cueto trade. So he's not a particularly hard thrower, but as Rock mentioned, this Reds organization pretty high on Lamb. And crafty, I want to use the old term, but it seems like it applies. 2-2 the count. Got him swinging. Got him out in front. And a change up. That will end the inning. The Brewers put another on the board. It's 2-1. Brewers leading the Reds. It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag WisDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Among the early storylines this afternoon, Willie Peralta has that velocity back. He'll begin this 4th inning by facing Todd Frazier. Good cut from Frazier. It was 17 years ago this weekend that Todd Frazier was on the winning team of the Little League World Series. Toms River, New Jersey. Much talked about topic regarding Frazier. He had that famous photo taken with his hero, Derek Jeter. Several years later, we had a chance to meet Jeter. He brought that up, and Jeter said, "Don't even go there, making me feel older." And then they competed in the All-Star game against each other last year. There's a base hit for Frazier, who's left center.
Pretty good hitter. Yeah, Point Pleasant, New Jersey, down by the ocean. Toms River. 2 pretty good baseball players out of New Jersey. Mike Trout's not too bad.
He's all right. Just a lot of talent coming out of that area, right, Rock?
Made a hotbed of talent.
Says New Jersey native Bill Schroeder.
Right.
Eugenio Suarez at the plate. And Frazier in that championship game, he homered, pitched. Talked about that being
quite the thrill to this day. Suarez grounded to short back in the second inning. He's getting the extended chance at shortstop with the Zach Cozart injury, a season ender knee injury back June 10th. Suarez hitting .285.
Well, nothing wrong with his numbers. I mean, .285 with 9 home runs. Got some pop out of that shortstop position. He's been picking it pretty well.
Involved in that trade with the Tigers involving Alfredo Simon last year. Appeared about half of the team's games for Detroit last year to Suarez. The 9 homers he has hit this year has more than doubled his output a year ago. You see, he doesn't mind runners being on base. Rises to that challenge. Moving the line, and that's what he has right now. Frazier, the runner at first.
And once again, this is the beginning of the part of the lineup where you have to be able to control. You can't let these guys hurt you. Can't let them get on, drive in runs, because the top of this order is just so good.
Suarez followed by Pena and then Schumacher. And the pitcher. The ball, 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Count evens 2-2. Mid-90s on that delivery from Willie. So it would appear as though he has answered the velocity issue.
You can see, when a pitcher is really dialed in and he's throwing the baseball well, pretty much putting it where he wants to, and not worrying about throwing strikes so much. They're more attentive to base runners. You can tell Willie's concentrating a little bit more on the base runners than he did in Cleveland. And that's been an issue for the Brewers starting rotation, allowing base runners to take liberties on the base pass, stealing bases. Keeping a good eye on Frazier. Frazier got thrown out trying to steal last night.
Frazier with 11 stolen bases, been caught 6 times. Now, as a team, the Reds lead the National League, but that's brought to you by Billy Hamilton, who has about half the total. There's a ground ball. Hernan Perez flips to second, one on to first, and that's a double play.
Oh, that's a nice play by Perez. That ball hit the seam, I think, of the grass and stayed down on him, and able to keep the glove on the ground and make the play. And it's a good feed over there. And a good play by Herrera. Watch his bounce here. His ball's going to stay down a little bit on him, and he's able to get it just in the end of the webbing, and it's a good play by Herrera as well, and a low throw. There you go. Handle the bottom of this order. You got to do it.
Well turned on the 5-4-3. Here's Brian Pena. Run scoring single for the Reds catcher in the second inning. That's the 1 run that Cincinnati has so far. There's a ground ball and a chance for Segura. Bobbles it. Time to recover, and he makes the play. So a double play helps. Segura takes care of business. We're through 3 1/2. 2-1 Milwaukee. brought to you by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. By Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. And by UP and Abraham. 1-800-800-5678. UP and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. Bottom of the fourth on a Sunday afternoon. She's looking cool. The Brewers t-shirt, the good shades going.
Hello, Kitty.
Absolutely. Almost had time to get back to school. Thinking she's of school age, or close to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's almost here. Bottom of the fourth we go. 2-1 Brewers.
When do they start filing in Madison up there?
They start classes on Wednesday. The University of Wisconsin. And many other schools, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. First football game on Saturday down in Dallas.
Must be kind of quiet up there in the summer.
It is very quiet, actually. That's when the older folk can go down there to the Union Terrace or whatever and feel less out of place. Let's put it that way.
The Blue Moon Bar and Grill is not so crowded.
The Blue Moon Bar and Grill is always a place you want to go. 12 months out of the year.
Yesterday's time of the game. That's why we bring it up.
It's always in season. Davis swings and misses. Good punch out there for John Lamb, out number 1 of the fourth. Here's Domingo Santana. Has one hit in the series. That was a home run on Friday night. His home debut as a Brewer. Back out there in center field today, Santana. Shoots one down the line. A nice catch. All over it.
Positioned well. He had himself positioned well. Didn't have to move too far. One-handed it.
As that look, that's what I'm supposed to do. Two balls, two strikes. That's through and into right field. Base hit. Domingo Santana.
Number 14, Harlan Barron.
Now that's bringing it.
Yeah, that's good.
That is outstanding.
Yep, the junior announcer, the first 3 hitters in the 4th inning for the Brewers.
That's some enthusiasm, good hang time. Calling out the name of Hernan Perez.
A budding play-by-play man.
Absolutely.
The PA announcer. You know, John Lamb's grandfather. Did you read that in the notes today? That's interesting.
For a long time.
The PA announcer at Dodger Stadium from 58 to 84. So he's got a big history with the Dodgers.
Ground ball to Todd Frazier. Double play chance. And there it is. Another around the horn double play. And that will end the inning. We are through 4. It's 2-1. Brewers lead Cincinnati.
at Miller Park and Beyond the Diamond is a series of community outreach events that will take place each month during the season, all of which involve partnering with Brewers Community Foundation, players, coaches, Brewers' wives, alumni, and team personnel working in the community. The community events are funded in part by BCF and focusing on the areas of health, education, recreation, and basic needs.
All right, thank you very much, Sophia. We move to the top of the fifth. 8, 9, and 1 in the Reds order, starting with Skip Schumacher. Took a called third strike back in the second inning. Mentioned this is the rubber match of this series. The season series is right down the middle as well. 6 up, 6 down for the Crew. Had a 5-game run against Cincinnati snap last night. After today, still 6 more games. A series down there and a series back up here in the month of September.
Yeah, Brewers are in Cincinnati on Friday.
Willie Peralta looking for that bounce back performance. He's been pretty good through the first 4. Here's a chance for Elian Herrera. That's out number 1.
A lot of ground ball outs for Peralta, which is what you like to see with that good two-seam fastball. There's been only 1 fly ball out, and Brandon Phillips flew out to Braun in the first inning, and that's been it. Everything else on the ground are strikeouts.
And here's John Lamb. Mentioned his grandfather, a longtime public address announcer. Grandfather passed away several years ago, but for more than 25 years handled things at Dodger Stadium. Also did a lot of football work, I guess, with the Rams and the Raiders when they were in LA. USC. Did some work with the Lakers and LA Kings as well. A very well-known voice in Southern California. The grandfather of John Lamb.
Which even adds to you know, how you would imagine how he must have felt making his major league debut at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, the emotions had to have been running high.
Right.
Elian Herrera fields a ground ball again, and quickly 2 men out. Willie Peralta continues to get ground balls from Reds hitters. Back to the top of the order. Jason Bourgeois. Both teams with 5 hits so far this afternoon. Bourgeois looking for his first hit of the day. He had 3 last night. Quickly Peralta out in front, 0-2. In rhythm is Willie Peralta. That's quick work, 96 miles per hour, and that will do it for Jason Bourgeois. That'll do it for the Reds. We're halfway through at Miller Park. 2-1. Brew trying to take this series. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character and leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and more. For more information, visit foxsportssupports.com. John Lamb going through the routine. He is ready to roll. 7, 8, and 9 in the Milwaukee batting order. Leon Herrera will lead things off. Brewers a run of the first, a solo shot from Ryan Braun. Pushed across another run in the third. Maldonado with a leadoff double came around to score on a Lucroy single. Herrera sends one to right field shallow. Jay Bruce, first out of the inning. See how long Lamb can go here. His debut talked about in Dodger Stadium went 6 innings against the Diamondbacks, 5 1/3. His most recent start 5 days ago against the Dodgers in Cincinnati, he went but 5. Gave up 3 earned runs.
Yeah, second start against the Diamondbacks threw 112 pitches. Only not able to get out of the 6th inning, so he's in pretty good shape as far as pitch count goes. He and Willie both looking pretty good on the pitch count front.
A much different field. The beauty of baseball, how things change one game to the next.
It's all about starting pitching, right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
And that's where momentum is set. It's not day to day. You can't really have momentum day to day in baseball, in my opinion, but it all starts with the guy out on the hill. Throwing strike, working quickly. That's where your momentum comes from.
2 strikes and nothing to Martin Maldonado. He was a busy man, was Maldonado, while Jonathan Lucroy was recovering from the broken toe. He was the everyday catcher for close to a month and a half.
And since that time, since Lucroy's return, he has had a difficult time finding at bats. Lucroy's been in there just about every day.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And struck him out swinging.
Another changeup by John Lamb. Hey, you can save big on tickets when you bring your group of 25 or more to Miller Park with custom tailgates, all-inclusive areas, party suites, and more. Brewers game is perfect for groups of all sizes and budgets. To start planning your group outing at Miller Park, go to brewers.com/groups.
Another good crowd on hand today. Good attendance throughout the season. This weekend good at 34,000 plus last night. Another good turnout today. Enjoying a nice comfortable Sunday afternoon. Roof open.
It is nice. Getting better as we move along today. A little cloudy this morning, but it's supposed to be nice this evening and into tomorrow. More importantly, on the off day.
That's right. Very important.
Doesn't really matter when you have a game. You got the roof. Who cares if it rains, right? Off days, got to be nice.
You want to be nice. You have to go out. You have to get your boat out. You have to go catch some fish, right?
Yes, sir.
Peralta out on strikes, and John Lamb in a pretty good rhythm. He has 7 strikeouts. Still 2-1 Brewers after 5.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. And by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. Move to the 6th inning here in Milwaukee. 2-1, Brewers leading the Reds. Peralta pitching well here so far for the home team this afternoon. A quick recap of Willie's first 5 innings. Maybe the biggest question involved his velocity, and that's back, and he's caught himself into a pretty good rhythm right now.
Yeah, what you like about what he's been able to do, throwing strikes, getting ahead in the count, and more importantly, keeping the ball on the ground. And he's only allowed 1 fly ball out. And that's what you'd like to see out of Willie Peralta, and no walks. Walks have been a problem for this Brewers rotation in the last week.
Lead of the order beginning with Jay Bruce, and Peralta's ready for the right back at you ground ball. There's the first out.
Well, gets himself in a pretty good position to make a throw. Flips it out of the glove. No problem.
Feeling good. 1 out here in the 6th. Here's a guy who's been a problem for a whole lot of teams. 2 for 2 today. Is now 6 for 9 in this series. A couple of walks as well.
And doing something he doesn't normally do, swinging at the first pitch.
He's the league leader in walks. 3 are actually about 13 ahead of Paul Goldschmidt. 111 walks for Votto coming into the game.
Right up on top of home plate. You see a lot of good hitters these days, really crowding the plate. Anthony Rizzo is a guy that's right on top of the plate. Look at Votto. He's right there as well.
Sharply hit again. Nice stab. Elian Herrera takes a hit away from Votto. 2 out.
Yep, you get good pitching, you get good defense. Work quickly, throwing strikes. Fielders are on their toes, and you get plays like that. This hop is a top spin. 1 hop. Herrera able to handle it and get the out. Well, you feel like you won the lottery when you get Joey Votto out. And the way he's been swinging the bat, even his outs have been hit hard.
Leon Herrera with a nice pick. Take care of Votto. 2 men out. Bases empty for Brandon Phillips. Hitless in 2 trips.
Yeah, we just left the Indians, and Jason Kipnis, leading the league in the American League in hitting. He's right on top of the plate. More and more you see him.
Phillips sends one down the line and right. That's going to be trouble. That's a fair ball to the corner. Phillips on his way to second, and that is a 2-out double. Hit number 6 for Cincinnati.
Yep, a 1-0 count. Pitch right down the middle, and Phillips able to get it inside that right field line. Wasn't fair by much, but able to bounce off of that padding out there, and Ryan Braun getting it in, holding him to a double. 2-out double.
Here's Todd Frazier. He too has been a tough out today. Throughout the series, 5 for 11 in this series. Set him up away, and that's where they work him.
Frazier's a guy that stands off the plate quite a bit. Kind of gives you an idea where these guys like the baseball as to where they set up. Not too far off the plate. A little bit more than
Votto. There's a fly ball hit back in a deep left field, and by the wall, Chris Davis, just enough room. And it's allowed outs. Inning over. Reds strand a runner. Bottom of the 6th we go. 2-1. The Crew. In Milwaukee. Was in a hurry. Slow down a little bit. 2-1 Brewers lead the Reds. Here's our Carsoup.com trivia question. Who are the 5 Reds second basemen to win Gold Glove awards? And we're serving one up for you right now. He has a few of them, as a matter of fact. 4 for Mr. Phillips alone. So who are the other 4 to win Gold Gloves as a Red? Top of the order for Milwaukee, Jean Segura leads things off.
Well, you could say that Cincinnati was the original team.
Yes,
but the Gold Glove doesn't go back that far.
Correct.
1958 around there, I think it was.
And the Reds, the oldest professional baseball franchise. But the award does in fact go back to 58. But the Reds are well represented through the years for that honor. This is a team struggling as it is. The Brewers obviously have had enough of their own headaches, but the Reds were a playoff team a couple of years ago. Won 97 games 3 years ago. And now they're in a rebuild mode as Segura grounds out to Phillips. Brian Price, in his second year as the manager, was the pitching coach before replacing Dusty Baker as the skipper. And speculation, that's how it works. He knows it. Not sure what the future holds for him. And the club has a lot of its own questions to answer. Here's Jonathan Lucroy. We take a look at Wendy's at the plate. RBI single in the 3rd for Lucroy, extending his hitting streak to 8 games. John Lamb, the rookie pitcher for Cincinnati, part of the trade with the Royals involving Johnny Cueto, and he is showing pretty well here for Cincinnati. Fortunately for the Brewers, Peralta has been a little bit better. 1-1 pitch coming to Lucroy. That is popped up. Joey Votto takes charge. 2 outs. So the base is empty, 2 men out, and that'll bring Ryan Braun to the plate. And let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. Braun getting number 24 this afternoon. A first inning solo shot. Chris Davis's big month of August. Adam Lind, Jonathan Lucroy last week or so has been getting into the mix with the long ball. Has 7 on the year. Braun drove a changeup out of here in the first inning. Brewers put another on the board in the third. Run scoring single off of Lucroy. Off the bat of Lucroy, they scored Maldonado. One and one the count to Braun. Catches the edge.
I'll tell you, Land's been pretty impressive. Mixing his pitches. We haven't seen that curveball that the Reds, guys up in the press box here talking about, that big curveball that he throws 66 miles an hour once in a while. He really hadn't needed it. I mean, the cutter's been good. The changeup's been very good. He's really only made the one mistake on the changeup. That was that home run to Braun. Locating his fastball well.
Here's the 1-2. Look out. Out of play.
You can see why he had such good numbers down in the minor leagues. I mean, with the command that he's had and today, and anybody in the minor leagues with a changeup like that is going to have some success.
Yeah, it keeps hitters off balance, and that explains that 2.67 ERA in AAA. Explaining why the Reds are excited to have him. And they give up a terrific pitcher, but they had some good prospects in return. Brandon Finnegan, one of those they'll be seeing a lot of, you would think, down the road, this Reds organization. Finnegan didn't pitch a lot, but the stages were big. Postseason, a couple of World Series appearances last fall for Finnegan. And Royal Series with the Giants. Braun hangs in, 2-2 the count.
Doesn't take long these days going from seller to buyer, right? I mean, look at Kansas City.
Boy, and they were a team that I think a lot of people weren't buying into. A lot of people thought they were a one-year wonder. Wrong.
Even better this year.
Yeah, they are. They are the second team to hit 80 wins. The Cardinals have 83. The Royals sitting at 80. They've won their last 3, including yesterday over the Rays. 14-game lead on the Twins in the AL Central. Swung on and missed. There goes the curve we were wondering about, and down goes Ryan Braun, and that'll do it for the Brewers here in the 6-2-1 Milwaukee. Today, USAA honors all of our service members at home and abroad.
if you missed today's vintage Brewers bobblehead giveaway, don't worry. There's still a couple of all-fan Sundays left this season. On Sunday, September 20th, the Brewers will host the same Cincinnati Reds. And all fans will get a Scooter Jeanette gnome courtesy of Waterstone Bank.
Eugenio Suarez with a deep fly center field, and Domingo Santana runs it down. Oh, a nice catch by Santana. Takes away extra bases from Suarez.
Well, the Brewers have him playing very deep out there in center field and took a good angle on it going back. And for a guy that's not that familiar with the Miller Park warning track, it's a little bit wider than most. He knew exactly where he was and able to make a nice catch up against that fence. Well done.
One out in the 7th for Brian Pena. RBI single for Pena in the 2nd inning. A run on 6 hits for the Reds. They have stranded 4 through the first 6. A tight game and pretty much the polar opposite of what we had last night. Some good pitching.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, good pitching and good pace to it. I'm sorry. Kind of jumped all over you there. But the last 2 hitters for Cincinnati nearly hit home runs. So, Willie's starting to get the ball up a little bit. This might be his last inning.
Dan Frazier with a fly ball to the wall and left. That ended the 6th, and then Suarez sent Santana to the wall here to begin this 7th.
Now that and the fact you have to deal with Bruce and Votto next inning.
It goes back to your point. Take care of this part of the order. 3-2 the count to Pena. And here comes the payoff. That's strike 3 called. Yes, sir. 5th punch out for Willie Peralta. 2 outs here in the 7th.
Yep, carving off that outside corner. He was down in the count 3-1. Check that out. That was had plenty of the plate. Pena knew it. Willie Peralta is still, as we work here in the 7th inning, has not walked a batter today.
5 strikeouts given up, as we said, just the 6 hits. Reds getting their only run so far in the 2nd inning. Skip Schumacher hitless so far this afternoon.
You been working on that trivia question?
Yeah, I've given it some thought.
I have 2 or 3 of them, other than Brandon Phillips.
Yeah, looking for Reds Gold Glove winners. The 5 of them, that the 5 players through the years as a Red to win the Gold Glove. We gave you Brandon Phillips.
Of course, Joe Morgan's going to be an answer. I think he won 5 or 6.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. Probably known as much for that arm flap at the plate, right? Always flapping that left arm.
Very small glove that he used.
Terrific player. 1-2 pitch coming to Skip Schumacher. Punches that foul. Again, the 1-2. And that is to left field, and that's going to fall in front of Chris Davis. So Schumacher aboard with 2 men out. And Brian Price will be going to his bench. He's had a good day's work from the starting pitcher, John Lamb, but Ivan De Jesus will come on to pinch hit.
Brewers are probably glad to see Lamb out of the ball game. He was tough today. Good effort out there on the mound for Cincinnati.
He worked 6 innings, gave up 2 runs on just the 5 hits.
He came in with an ERA over 6. I don't see it.
No, he was good today.
Maybe just finding that comfort level as he, he works and making his fourth start. Will Smith getting ready for Jay Bruce and Joey Votto. Hopefully next inning.
Let's see if Peralta can end things here in the 7th, but first a brief stoppage. Got to get the beach ball. Chris Davis showing a nice soft jump shot look there. It's good.
See, a lot of guys would have punctured it.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of guy.
No, just a little more laid back.
The big chill.
Would you have just stomped on it?
Yeah.
Just beat the daylights out of it.
Make sure it would not interrupt play again.
De Jesus pinch hitting. As a Red, he's played some outfield for the first time.
Still getting it up there pretty good. 95 with that last fastball. So Willie probably not going to have to deal with those questions about velocity anymore.
He very consistent. Once again, telling Sophia Minard, we showed you before the game, he just wanted to straighten out a thing or two involving his mechanics, and it looks like he has been able to do just that.
And it's not just velocity. His location's been pretty good. That pitch right there on the outside corner. You think about the pitch to Brian Pena, that 3-2 fastball on the edge. Been able to put the baseball where he wants to today.
So ahead in the count, a ball, 2 strikes to the pinch hitter Ivan De Jesus. Here it comes. Just did miss.
Fooled him. Didn't expect it inside, and pretty close. Maldonado having a chat with Bruce Dreckman.
Peralta ready with the 2-2 pitch. There it is. Strike 3 call. Got him. Willie Peralta showing well here this afternoon. A couple of more strikeouts for him here in the 7th, giving him 6 strikeouts this afternoon. Bottom of the 7th we go. We'll keep it here. Brewers leading the Reds 2-1 on a Sunday afternoon at Miller Park in Milwaukee.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ball game. Brewers leading the Reds. Willie Peralta looking sharp here this afternoon. And weekdays, don't miss America's pregame as Mike and Molly bring you live reports from around the country for the latest from NFL training camps and get you ready for a full night of Major League Baseball action. Catch America's pregame every weekday 4 p.m. Central on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. The day is done for John Lamb, so Sam LeCure on for Cincinnati.
Yeah, second appearance in the series, 2/3 scoreless on Friday night. Spent the entire year down in the minor leagues. Did Sam LeCure until August 19th. Yeah, back here with the Reds in the big leagues.
Yeah, it's interesting in a staff with so many young pitchers, a starting rotation, nothing but rookies. I'd say LeCure has become one of those guys who has become a bit of a mentor. He was a late cut at the end of spring training, but someone who's been around the block a little bit. Back for the Reds last year, appeared in 62 games, 63 appearances 2 years ago, a playoff year. But he's the guy a lot of these young pitchers, they say, turn to from time to time. There's a ground ball to Chris Davis as it's handled by Suarez for the first out.
It's got to be tough for a guy that's had that kind of experience in the big leagues to spend the entire year almost, except for last week. I mean, down in the minor leagues, I guess he handled it pretty well. He's back, and I think highly of him out in that bullpen.
One out here in the 7th for Domingo Santana. A broken bat, ground ball in the hole, stabbed by Suarez, and that is a good play. Strong arm, and gets there in time to retire Santana.
Just terrific defense by Cincinnati today. We've seen it the entire series, but especially today in the infield. A couple of very nice double plays turned, and here's a real nice play by Suarez. Able to get to it and has the arm to get Santana by half a step.
Took a look at it. The Brewers will not challenge. Impressive play by the Red shortstop. He's Hernan Perez. Perez with one of the 5 hits for the Brewers here today. Had a combined 30 hits in last night's game. So far today, it's 12. 5 for the Crew, the other 7 collected by the Reds.
It was probably worn out from last night.
Yeah, there was a calm spot in that game. A lot of runs early, and then the Reds had the 4-run ninth, but no one scratched in innings 6, 7, and 8. That will be just foul down the line and right. All screaming for it. Jay Bruce makes him lean over. Oh, well done. Nice smooth catch. And didn't spill a drop. Two-strike pitch. Perez with a base hit. That's his second hit of the game. And he's taking the turn on his way to second, and he is in there.
And taking liberties on Jason Bourgeois. The throwing arm out in center field. Not a very good arm. Well, if you're going to take a chance on a play like that, it's a good risk to take with 2 outs and nobody on. You want to get yourself into scoring position. Well, the word on Bourgeois, the scouting report, you can run on him, and not much on that throw. And Perez in with a double, his second hit. And down and got a pretty good slider.
Hit number 6 for Milwaukee. And Bourgeois out there. Billy Hamilton on the disabled list with a right shoulder injury. eligible to come off later this week. We're not sure if he'll be ready at that time. September 3rd is when he's eligible to come off. Here's Elian Herrera. These teams will see each other next weekend in Cincinnati. Brewers trying to take 2 out of 3 in the weekend. Herrera with a ground ball to Joey Votto. He'll feed LeCure. That'll do it for the Brewers. So a 2-out double is wasted. Perez left stranded, and we are through 7. The lead remains 1 for the Crew. Things started turning on this John Lamb changeup for the first run of the game. 24th home run of the year for Ryan Braun. And the Reds were able to counter in the second run-scoring single from Brian Pena. But in third, it was Jonathan Lucroy dumping this single. The score of all team Maldonado. Meanwhile, Willie Peralta has been outstanding. 7 innings of work, allowing just 1 run in this game. And his day is done. We'll get you caught up on some changes. Domingo Santana will move over to left field from center. Logan Schaefer in the game. He'll handle things out in center. I mentioned Peralta's day is done. So on the mound now for the Crew is the left-hander Will Smith.
He's getting a lot of work. The good thing the Brewers had an off day a couple of days ago. That was on Thursday. And Will Smith is, I think it's been 5 games in a row for Smith now. Working a lot, but the off day really a big benefit to the Brew Crew. 63rd appearance for Smith and a 2.49 ERA.
He will face the top of the order, including a couple of left-handers after he works against the right-handed hitting Jason Bourgeois. Much more difficult afternoon for Bourgeois, who had 3 hits last night. He has struck out a couple of times here this afternoon and has also grounded to short.
Hey, imperative you get this guy.
Two strikes and nothing to Bourgeois. Meat of the order getting ready as Jay Bruce is on deck. Here's the Marshfield Clinic leaders in relief. And it's a busy year last year for Will Smith. More of the same this season as you look at this effective bullpen that the Brewers have had, though you could say for the most part a hiccup here and there, and including a very rare one last night. Very rare from Francisco Rodriguez.
Right.
Will Smith has been strong again.
Yeah, second year as a full-time reliever, and he's having a much better second half than he did last year.
Bourgeois rolls one to third. That's Hernan Perez. 1 out.
Sometimes it takes you a while, maybe a year or two, to figure out what you have to do to stay ready. And you know, Smith had a terrific first half last year, kind of hit the wall in the second half, but hasn't been the case this year.
So it's lefty-lefty here for the next couple of hitters. Jay Bruce. Talked a lot about Will Smith, where it's been flipped this year. His success has been more so against right-handed hitters, but Bruce against left-handed pitching is .224. He has homered 3 times against lefties.
Just got to make sure you keep that slider away to left-handers. He has a tendency sometimes as Smith to hang it in the middle part of the plate.
2 balls, no strikes. Bruce 0 for 3 this afternoon. There's 3 hits in this series. All last night. There you see the splits. Votto has been more dangerous. We'll get to him in a moment. And hopefully, from the Brewers' perspective, they'll get the Votto with the bases empty.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Although Will Smith got him to ground into a double play on Friday night.
That was a big turn in the 8th inning when the Reds had runners at first and second. And Bruce drives one back into right field. Back goes Ryan Braun, and that will be off the wall. Bruce on his way into second. And that's a double for Jay Bruce.
They got behind in the count, and a 3-1 pitch, and Bruce nearly hit it out of here. Right off the top of the wall, double number 31. 3-1 fastball, outer half. I think Bruce thought he hit it out of here. I thought maybe it had a chance as well. Off the top of the wall, and there's your tying run at second base with Votto coming up.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. So Bruce representing the tying run, and here's Joey Votto. A tough out, to say the very least, in this series. And the outs have been hard hit balls almost without exception.
Votto very good against lefties because he's very good at going to left field. He keeps that front shoulder closed and drives the ball into left field. He hit his home run last night to left field. He's got big power in that direction as well.
That was his 9th inning 2-run homer off Rodriguez that turned out to be the difference in the game last night. And you see his splits. He's just been pretty good, period.
Yeah. A lot more at bats against right-handers. That's why the RBIs are down against lefties.
1-1 the count. Brewers trying to hang on to this 1-run lead. Took that lead in the 3rd inning. It's been quiet ever since.
Getting behind in the count. That was Francisco Rodriguez's problem last night. Fell behind Jay Bruce. He's down in the count to Joey Votto.
2 balls, 1 strike. Rodriguez had that long stretch of save conversion snap last night. Votto right on it and fouled it back.
Yeah, had a good one to hit. He's upset with himself. Fastball up, out over the plate.
It's called making sure that everything is in order.
I love you, man. Give me a good slider down and away right here.
Make it real nasty right now.
Talk about passion for what you're doing, right? Martin Maldonado, he loves catching.
See if Will Smith can hit that nasty slider and get Votto tied up. Here comes the 2-2.
Man, how do you take it, right?
Wow.
I mean, some kind of eye for Votto. Yeah, good slider. He got it right where he wanted it, but Votto gave it a look, but said nope, outside.
Disciplined a hitter as they come. Some may say too patient, and he has worked this count full. See him choking up on that bat. Looking for his first career hit against Will Smith. Here comes the payoff. And runners are at first and second.
That's probably going to be it for Smith. You got Jeremy Jeffress getting loose in the pen. And you got a couple of right-handers coming up.
Yeah, Phillips and Frazier are waiting, and
Smith got the right-hander, but not able to get Bruce or Votto.
Craig Counsell will make his way to the mound. Wheels are turning here in the top half of the 8th inning. As Will Smith will exit. Entering will be Jeremy Jeffress. 2-1. Brewers lead the Reds as we continue at Miller Park. Reds have a little something going as Brandon Phillips will step to the plate with 2 on. Go back to our CarSoup.com trivia question. Who are the 5 Reds second basemen to win Gold Glove awards? Well, I told you that Phillips is one of them. He's won 4 of them.
Pokey could pick it. Remember Pokey Reese?
Yeah, you know, that was the one that stumped me. And then
I had that one. I had that one.
Yeah.
I didn't have Brett Boone or Tommy Helms.
Yeah, Tommy Helms was pretty good back in those very early Sparky Anderson years. 70 and 71. There's Jeremy Jeffress now on the mound for the Crew.
Yeah, speaking of another guy that's been getting a lot of work. Yeah, Jeremy's been in now 3 straight games, including the off day, and 58 appearances. You got Phillips and Frazier coming up. And the go-ahead run at first base.
So here we go. Brandon Phillips doubled his last trip. He is 1 for 3 this afternoon. Jay Bruce, the runner at second. Joey Votto, who drew a walk, is on at first. Good 7-inning performance from Willie Peralta. Now looking for the bullpen to maintain this 1-run lead. The 1-0. Phillips has had very few looks at Jeffress, but is 2 for 3 against him.
You just don't want to make a mistake with a curveball, and you try and stay hard in on his hands. And yeah, the 1 base hit that Phillips has today was a fastball away, double down the right field line.
Break-even pitch. Double play ball perhaps. Segura, Herrera, Lucroy, 6-4-3 double play. Yes, sir. Jeremy Jeffress slams the door. Reds have a threat, and the Brewers turn them back 6-4-3. And it remains 2-1. Brewers lead the Reds. We move to the bottom of the 8th.
The 2-1 lead over the Reds right now. To be 49 again, all right? Tell you what. We're getting set for Brewers Live postgame coming up after the ball game. But Willie Peralta real strong starting on the mound. But how about JJ coming in to help out Will Smith in the bullpen?
Boy, that's exactly what you need. You need to come in when you get yourself in trouble and make a good pitch. And right there, you made a great pitch, got the double play. How about the Brewer defense today? Couple of double plays. Nice play by Domingo Santana in center field. And Elian Herrera, nice play at second base. Good defense today for the Brewers.
Ought to be 39 as well.
Oh,
pretty good stuff. Right? All right, Brewers Live coming up after the ball game. We're here from Craig Counsell and the crew. Matt?
I'm not sure I remember 39. A long time. More and more space there between me and 39.
Yeah.
Martin Maldonado leading off here for the crew.
Well, and Jeremy, did exactly what we were talking about up here, staying hard on the hands of Brandon Phillips. Couldn't get the bat head out and got the ground ball.
Turn back that Cincinnati threat. Not unlike Friday night. The difference was instead of Will Smith inducing that ground ball, it was Jeremy Jeffress. Friday night it was Votto rolling into the double play. Here today it was Phillips. Brewers able to maintain this 1-run lead.
K-Rod gonna be able to get another opportunity, a little bit of payback on the Reds. Got a different part of the lineup to deal with this time.
Maybe Frazier, Suarez, and Pena. Sam McCure back out there for Cincinnati. His second inning of work. Gave up a double to Hernan Perez with 2 outs in the 7th, but no further damage. McCure on in relief of John Lamb, who was good. 6 innings, 5 hits, gave up 2 runs, struck out 8, and did not walk a batter.
I tell you, Martin Maldonado did a nice job with Willie today. I mean, you got to give him some credit. I mean, the passion that he shows behind home plate. These guys work together a lot down in the minor leagues. They know each other pretty well.
Getting that opportunity to get into the lineup this afternoon. Jonathan Lucroy handling things over at first. Big stretch where he had to replace Lucroy when he suffered that broken toe in an early season series against the Reds. Martin had a couple of big hits, a walk-off against the Cubs. Once he caught all 17 innings of that early season marathon, and he ended the proceedings with a walk-off homer. At the end of May, there's a line drive, and that will drop and go into the corner and right. Maldonado on his way to second as Bruce still trying to dig it out of there. He does. It's a double for Maldonado.
You weren't thinking triple, were you?
No. It took a while, but no, I think two's good. Two's good if you're Martin Maldonado.
I think the fans were getting a little bit excited, maybe going to see a triple, but I don't think so. Maldi with his second hit. Both of them doubles here tonight. I should say this afternoon, and good job by Maldonado. So that's a big insurance run out there. The Brewers had an opportunity last night to extend their lead, not able to do it.
Now Logan Schaefer with a chance to pick him up. Hit number 7 today for Milwaukee. Schaefer lays one down. Pena bounces out from behind the plate. And that's well done. That moves Maldonado to third. Sacrifice bunt for Logan Schaefer. As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag #WithDataStrongFan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Augie.
Ah, yes, sir.
Cameo by Jerry.
There you go. There's the pose right there, too. He's a deep thought.
Give us a smile, Augie. Same smile. Come on.
Waving to his public. He's the best.
He is. He's never had a bad day. Jerry Augustine.
That is a perfect description.
He may have had bad days, but you would never know it.
You would not.
Not like the rest of us.
Yeah, we show it. We wear it on our sleeves a little more. Not Augie. It's fun to listen to him talk about pitching. Mechanics.
He's going to have a field day talking about Willie today.
He has a lot of good material today. 0-1 the count to Gene Segura. Insurance run in the form of Martin Maldonado at third. Reds have the infield in. 0-2. Segura looking for his first hit. He had 3 last night. Two-strike pitch. There you go, right field, and that is fair. Down the line. Maldonado will score. Segura to second. Hits the bag, digging for third. Run-scoring triple for Gene Segura.
There's that good two-strike approach for Segura. Just trying to get on top of it and drive it to the opposite field, and not sure what happened to him going into third base. They've got to pitch up in the strike zone on an 0-2 count. Boy, pitchers hate to give up 0-2 base hits like that. Our Badger Mutual Insurance run of the game, a Gene Segura triple after Maldonado doubles to start the inning. Check it out.
Not the most textbook slide you'll ever see. I think he's all right.
Went down in a heap and able to get into third base. Big run from Milwaukee.
2-run lead for the Crew. Brian Price will go back to his bullpen. 3-1 Brewers, and they're looking for more. One out and a runner at third.
Triple to give the Brewers a 2-run lead. And on Saturday, September 19th, it's Fan Appreciation Night presented by Chevrolet. The Brewers host the Reds, and all fans in attendance will be automatically entered to win a number of great prizes, including a grand prize of a new Chevy Trax. For details, go to brewers.com/fan appreciation.
Jumbo Diaz now on for the Reds. He inherits a runner at third. The Brewers with a run across there so far in the eighth.
A scoreless inning last night, 3 up, 3 down. 46th appearance for Jumbo Diaz, and he got sent down. Spent some time in the minor leagues this year. Got a 426 earned run average. This is a guy that can hit 99 miles an hour.
He'll face Jonathan Lucroy. Hit in the third that scored a run gives him an 8-game hitting streak. Chance to drive in another run here. Jean Segura triple, his 4th of the season. Brought Maldonado home and makes this a 3-1 game. Field again tight, and Lucroy goes to Hackett and fouls it back. Good one this afternoon. Good start there. A good start from Willie Peralta. And the Brewers trying to separate themselves even more, leading by 2, but you see Segura off the bag at third. Oh, 0-2 the count. Getting that average up. It's inching up. Still not where he wants it, but getting there now at 255 with this recent stretch of some pretty good hitting. 1 for 3 today. 2-strike pitch coming from Diaz. Fly ball to center. Bourgeois. This is should be deep enough. It is caught by Bourgeois. Segura heading home, and he is in.
There you go. A 0-2 pitch again. Segura triples on a 0-2 pitch to drive in a run, and Diaz with the slider on a 0-2 count, and Lucroy with the sac fly. Hit it to the right guy out in center field. Not much of an arm out in center. And Lucroy with the score on that last slider, the one that he tried to check his swing, and able to hit it deep enough to give the Brewers now a 3-run lead.
For Segura, second RBI of the day for Lucroy. There's Ryan Braun. He homered in the first. 24th big fly of the year for Braun. Couple of big insurance runs here for Milwaukee in the bottom of the 8th inning. Looking to get 2 out of 3 and head into an off day, coming off a win, getting ready for the Pirates. They'll come into town on Tuesday. Braun with a drive to right field. Jay Bruce reaching up, cannot get it. He'll have to run it down. Braun turns second. He's on his way to third and is in.
I'll tell you, Jay Bruce almost knocked that one over the fence. Hey, Bruce has been getting his running in this inning. He's spent a lot of time down in that right field corner. Well, look at Brawny. Fastball, middle in, and nearly knocks it out. Look at this. Oh, just almost knocks it over the fence. And Ryan Braun with a triple, the second triple for the Brewers in this inning. That would have been sweet. He'd have taken that one.
Once in a great while you see that. You see 40 career triples for Braun, including 3 this season. A scouting report going on, perhaps, or a calm down message from Brian Pena as Adam Lind gets set to pinch hit.
Well, base hit here, and Frankie Rodriguez going to sit down.
There's Corey Knebel getting ready. 2 triples in this inning for Milwaukee. Segura and now Braun. Two runs across here in the 8th for the Crew. '98, but missed.
I'm surprised we're even pitching to Adam Lind here.
And they're not going to bother. Go ahead and put him on. So the Brewers will have runners at the corners. So go ahead and issue the free pass to Adam Lind.
Well, the limited times we've seen Domingo Santana, we've learned that he can handle a good fastball. We saw him hit a hard ground ball off of Chapman last night, nearly 100 miles an hour, and was able to barrel it up.
Those quick hands, he can get around. The whole goal is to avoid a roll as Chapman. Brewers were able to do that Friday, not so last night. Good shape right now to avoid him here this afternoon. See Santana's day. He continues to get adjusted to life as a Brewer. His first home series with the Crew. And he just got hit, and that was 95 miles an hour. Bases are loaded.
Really no chance to get out of the way of this pitch. Right on the back of the arm, and he'll take first base.
So Pico, the pitching coach, out there. The Reds bullpen had been quiet, but now it's starting to stir again. As the Brewers are getting in position to blow this one wide open. That's Ryan Matthews starting to warm up for Cincinnati.
It gives you a sense just how good John Lamb was today. I mean, really kept the Brewers off balance. Since he's been out of the ball game, the Brewers have been getting some pretty good swings. Have now out-hit Cincinnati 9-8.
Here's Hernan Perez. Doubled his last trip. He's behind that 98-mile-an-hour heater. Good day at the plate for Perez. Singled back in the second. Foul tip. 2 strikes and nothing. Pena will need a moment.
Knocked Pena off balance.
That staggered him a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess that would stagger him. He settles back in. 2 strikes and nothing to Hernan Perez. He has not messing around, just rearing back and letting it fly. Jumbo Diaz with a 1-2, and down goes Perez. Strikes out swinging, and that'll do it for the Brewers. They pick up 2 runs, though. And we head to the 9th. It's 4-1 Milwaukee. Monday at the ballpark, 4-1. Brewers lead the Reds. We move to the 9th inning here in Milwaukee. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Adam Lind, who came on to pinch hit, was intentionally walked. He'll stay in the game. Take care of things at first is K-Rod. Francisco Rodriguez now on for the crew.
Now looking for some redemption after yesterday's blown save. His first in over a year, and 30 out of 31 and a 258 earned run average, even after giving up some runs in yesterday's game. Different part of the order he has to deal with here today.
Yeah, last night it was Bruce, Votto, and Phillips, and now it's Todd Frazier, Eugenio Suarez, and Brian Pena. Frazier's had a good day, a good series. 5 hits for him this weekend, including 2 today. Some good work turned in at third as well. And on Perez, turned in some pretty good work in his own right today for Milwaukee. Two balls, 1 strike. Todd Frazier leading off this 9th inning for Cincinnati.
Well, getting behind the count was part of the undoing for K-Rod in yesterday's game. Fell behind Votto and Bruce. 2-0. Ended up blowing a save.
Sharply hit. Perez. Little 360. 1 out. Good glove work by Hernan Perez. Let's check out what's on tap, presented by Miller Lite. Off day tomorrow. Good pitching matchup coming up on Tuesday. Garrett Cole, Rock said, one of the best in the business. And you're looking at some of the numbers. Jimmy Nelson looking for win number 11. Taylor Youngman, Matt Garza, Jeff Locke, Francisco Liriano. Pirates get things started Tuesday, 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
So a couple of left-handers the Pirates are going to throw at Milwaukee.
Suarez, a fly ball to right. Braun, 2 men out.
By the way, I don't want to jump the gun here, but good job this year.
I enjoyed it.
Thanks for filling in, and good luck with the Badgers. And we'll see you next year, you think?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, but you want to lower yourself and work with me again. So,
Nonsense.
okay.
Well done. Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Appreciate the work all you guys do. UBA, Mike Faulkner, Renee up here, Mark Vittorio, director, Brett Whelan, producer, Brad Weimer.
And you remember everybody's name. You're a pro.
It takes me a while. I write it down.
Well done.
Here is Brian Pena. Francisco Rodriguez looking to make quick work of the Reds here tonight. Worked Friday in a non-save situation and retired the side in order. Trying to lock it down, start another streak here today. For the struggles of last night. $33,000 plus at the ballpark this afternoon. Rodriguez trying to help send him home happy. Here's the 1-1. High fly ball, shallow right, and this will be Herrera actually taking charge, and the Brewers are winners on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Rodriguez sets them down in order. Good pitching, good defensive work, some timely hitting as well as the Brewers take 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati. Final score, Brewers 4, Reds 1. Send it down to Craig Deshawn. Jerry Augustine standing by with Brewers Live postgame.
Okay, Matt, thanks very much. Fun game today for Milwaukee. Good rebound game for K-Rod and Willie Peralta. We'll talk about that as they're having some fun here after the ball game next on Brewers Live.